Hi, my interior design family. My name is Tiya. I'm from Tiya, Keren Interiors, and today I want to talk to you about the eclectic interior design style. In other words, you get to have it all. Now, this is one of my most favorite styles, and it just reminds me of being so free spirited and being able to accept like all the different parts of you, like you're a child or like you're making a scrapbook and you just want to have everything that you love in your space. This is a style that is very, very exciting in that sense. So what is eclectic interior design style? Now, I'm sure you've heard about it or you've seen articles about it, or if you have heard about it as well, people do tend to say that it is hard to pull off, and that is right. It is hard for a reason, because it's hard to make it look seamless. But it is really, really, really exciting for a personality that loves to have everything they love in their space. That's why I have decided to coin it the "you can have it all" interior design style. So with eclectic interior design, you get to have a mix of all the different styles that you love. For example, you might really like Art Deco. You might also really like certain parts about the traditional interior design style. You might also like some mid-century modern, and you just love it all. You're like, everything, give it to me, give me everything. I want it all. Then this style is for you. Okay, so there are three ways in which you get to create an eclectic interior design style and make it look good. Now, are you ready for what that is or how that is? Okay, the first way is your styles. I just talked about that, right? But you get to choose the styles that you love, whether that's, as I said, Art Deco, mid-century modern, any of the interior design styles that you know and you love. You just get to create a little list and be like, this is what I love, this is what I like, and this is what I get to get, right? The second layer of creating an eclectic interior design style, or if you're just interested in knowing what is an eclectic interior design style, I've never heard of it, or I might have heard of it, but I'm not quite sure whether it's something I would like. So you've heard the first part. Now the second part of creating that eclectic style is, of course, to have a mix of textures and materials. So it's all about layering different textures, different fabrics, different materials, and that you like again, and we will find a way in which they will look good. I will tell you a little bit about how you can make them look good. I'll give you a few tips about how you can make them look good in a little bit. But otherwise, you get to choose again whether it's leather or fur or linen or velvet or cotton, whatever fabrics again you like, because the way I see eclectic is you can have it all personalities. You're the kind of personality that just wants to be as free as a child. You don't really care about the rules and the regulations of interior design styles, and you're like, I get to have it all because I can have a piece of everything, and why not, right? Why can't you have a piece of everything that you love? You get to have it all. So with that said, yes, it's about layering those fabrics and those textures and those materials. So feel free to go out, buy furniture pieces or materials and finishes in all the different materials that you like, and you can get to like layer them in. I'll tell you again how to make that look good in a little bit. Okay. The third part that I really like about the eclectic interior design style is the color. Again, you can use color very, very powerfully here, because you can actually decide all your favorite colors. You know, when you're a child and everyone is trying to tell you to decide on your favorite color, to be like, what's your favorite color? I mean, it still happens these days where maybe I'm the one who's mostly asking people about their favorite color, which is a little unfair now, I see. But otherwise, You're always, as a child, deciding what your favorite colors are. You're learning what your favorite colors are. Well, now this is the time where you don't have to decide what your favorite color is or what your color preference is, because guess what? You get to have it all. You get to select that I want blue, green, yellow, orange, and you can bring all those colors into your space, because we get to have it all again. But it's not just about having it all, it's about having what we love, right? And then now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to, well, before I go into that, I'm going to tell you why the eclectic style works for certain personalities. Again, as I said, you're one of those free-spirited people that loves everything and you want a little bit of everything, and yes, you get to have it. Don't let anyone tell you you don't get to have it. I've also created a video about trends, about interior design trends, and it's part of this series. You can go and watch that. But this is, like, again, one of those situations where if you're someone that really just likes this kind of style, interior design trends, well, they can be a lie for you. They're true for other people, but for you, in this case, in this scenario, they're a lie. So there is no wrong, there is no right. It's about what you like, what works for your energy, your personality, and for you. Now, if you're having this eclectic style, most likely you will be someone that, again, you're very free-spirited. You might be someone that loves to travel. And because of your travels, as an example, you've seen different types of architecture. You've experienced different types of colors and atmosphere and food and ways of being. And maybe you have also collected things from all of these places that you've traveled to, right? And you can bring them into your space, whether physical items that you've brought in, or by inspiration or items that remind you of your different spaces. Imagine eclectic style being you having traveled, right? How some people have those well-traveled passports with all the stamps and a little reminders of all the places I've been to. It's kind of like that, right? So you get to actually embody your personality and everything that you love, and you get to see it in your space every single day and make you feel energized and full. And that's what another thing about this style, it works really well if you're the kind of person that loves to feel very energized and very uplifted in their space and very activated in their space, right? It's not a very calming interior design style. For example, if we think about something that is more contemporary or monochromatic, this is very different, very different. That's why trends are not for everyone. Okay, so I've told you about how your different, whether it's travel or life experiences or influences that you want to bring into your space, how that actually gets expressed very well with an eclectic interior design style. Now I get to give you the tip that I've been talking about how to make the eclectic style look visually pleasing and not like a huge headache. How do you do that? There are two main ways in which you can do that. For example, one is color. So you can choose a color that repeats throughout. For example, you can definitely have different colors and materials, right? In one, in the same space, but maybe concentrating on a particular color. Let's say you've decided to go for, let me think of a very bright color. You've decided to go for a yellow. So you can decide that around your space, you will have yellow repeating all throughout. So there's a little bit of yellow in that corner, a little bit of yellow in that corner, whether that's a cushion or a throw or like any other furnishing pieces you might have. You could have that repeating color. So because you have one repeating color, it creates some kind of visual cohesion. Another way is by having repeating shapes, right? So instead of repeating colors, you've decided, no, I'm not going to have a repeating color. I'm going to have whatever colors I want. But you can also create repeating shapes. For example, let's say we're just going to go for a circle, right? So because of that, you might go for a circular coffee table, and then repeat that shape by having a circular dining table. For example, if this is an open plan space, right? And then you might have like all your light features be quite circular, right? And then maybe you have some armchairs that have a circular shape to them. So yes, it'll be different fabrics and different materials and different textures, but because the shape keeps repeating, it looks like it was done on purpose, right? And that's the whole point. You don't want it to look like a mess. You want it to look like a scrapbook, you know, where everything was well collected and put in the right place by choice. So that repeating shape creates that mental idea to the person that's seeing the space that this was actually created by choice, and this person had intentionality behind this space. They're not just throwing everything in there like it's a dustbin. No, they have actually thought through this interior, even if it has different colors, textures and materials, right? And different types of styles, from Art Deco all the way to contemporary perhaps, right? And then the same works with the repeating color. You can have that repeating color in different spaces, whether you're bringing them in soft finishes or in even your wall colors. You could have a certain wall color that you then repeat by having cushions that are a similar color, and then you then repeat again by having, I don't know, an ottoman that's also in that similar color. So yes, now that color is blended in with a mix of many other colors, but because there's one dominant color that keeps repeating, it looks like it was done on purpose. And all of a sudden you have a space where you have everything you love, all the styles you love, all the colors you love, all the materials and all the textures and all the fabrics that you love, but it looks intentional and it looks like it was done with style. So with that, my loves, I wish you a lot of luck on your eclectic journey. If you're creating an eclectic interior design style, do tag me on Instagram. I'll link my Instagram account below so I can get to see what you do create, or send it through to me. And because I'd love to see. And if you've just been watching this video just to educate yourself on eclectic interior design style, and maybe it's not what you're actually going to create, now that you've watched this video, let me know below if you think that eclectic interior design style is for you. And I'll see you next time.